everybody, welcome to MJX Movies. Today I'll be yakking the 2024 film The Apprentice, directed by Abassi. In this movie, we meet a young Donald Trump who's struggling to get out from the shadow of his real estate and business developing father. He wants to get a project off the ground, but his family's organization is facing a lawsuit from the Department of Justice based on discrimination. Luckily, though, he meets a lawyer by the name of Roy Cohn who helps him settle the suit. Roy then takes young Donald under his wing. He teaches him how to be successful in business by being incredibly aggressive and unscrupulous. Donald learns as much as he can, and then he eventually along the way meets and falls in love with his first wife, Ivana. Later on he falls out of love with her, and he drifts away from Roy. However, later on, him and Roy reconcile after Donald has started working on other projects, such as those in Atlantic City. Roy sadly is dying of cancer, and after they reconcile, Roy sadly does pass away from cancer. We then close the film with Donald, young to middle-aged Donald, we'll say, working on his book, The Art of the Deal, and that's where we wrap things up. This movie stars Sebastian Stan, Jeremy Strong, Martin Donovan, Maria Bakalova, and then many other character actors that I was not familiar with. I think that Sebastian Stan really nails the impersonation or the impression without going too far into comedy or parody. Knowing Jeremy Strong, I would imagine his impersonation of Roy Cohn is also probably spot on. This movie shot in 4:3, I think, in order to give it the sort of look from the era that Donald Trump rose to fame insofar as television. I think also there was some shifts in the grain style of the footage. I would again imagine to mimic the shift from the 70s to the 80s. The score in this, I think, adds a bit to it. There's a bit of synth, there's a bit of needle drops. I think that overall adds to the movie without being too omnipresent. For me, the first third of this movie worked, to the point where I found myself rooting for Donald and Roy to best the Department of Justice, to best New York City public officials, and Mayor Ed Koch insofar as their developing of things. The middle of this movie, I thought, didn't really have a whole lot going on in it, and kind of dragged a little bit. And then the final third of this movie, I thought was a little bit mean-spirited, which I think was the point, but the joy of the up-and-coming Donald was gone, and it was just all attack. Again, though, I think that was stylistically a decision that was made. So, for me, between yay, nay, and in between, I'm going to say this one is probably a slight yay because the performances are so strong. I don't think the story's great, and I think that really the first third is the best part, like I just mentioned. But yeah, the performances are so great that I think if you want to give this a watch, you'll be able to overcome the second and third acts. However, maybe you're a big Roger Stone fan, and you thought he got done dirty by how this movie treated him, especially when he gets out of the pool at one point. In which case, this might be a nay for you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, though. Like and subscribe. Cheers.